Hey guys, what's up? I just wanted to talk a little bit about some of my Suzuki mods, some that don't get talked about very often. One is the 4x4 front actuator, which is basically a little air pump, and from factory they're mounted inside of the front bumper, and I've relocated mine, but you can see right there, those are the hoses and the wire, because it's an electric motor. See if I can get a better shot of it in here. There it is there. Oh look, it's got my name on it. Anyway, it's supposed to be down the front bumper, down lower. That's why the hoses go down there. So I got two more hoses, two longer hoses or extra hoses that when I replaced the pump, I had to replace the pump once. So when I replaced the pump, I put these connectors on and I ran it up higher, because I've been known to take this Suzuki through water as tall as the tires. So I think the tires are 32s, so I've taken it through 32 inches of water. And if you look through the grill, you can't really notice it that bad when you're out here, but if you get closer, I've got it zip tied to the grill. So that's the air pump, or the 4x4 actuator there. I figure it's supposed to be mounted down to the inside of the front bumper, so I figure I've got it up about 14 inches higher than factory, maybe 12 inches higher than factory. Anyway, I've got it up there because it's not very often I get water that high. So it's out of the water. And yeah, I don't know if it's necessary to mount it up there like that, but when I had to replace it, I replaced it with a new one, and I didn't want to wreck the new one by going through deep water. So since it's mounted onto wires and hoses, it's really easy to relocate it. I finished the winch up, and I put the bigger fair lead on there, bigger rollers, and I put one more bolt in there and one more bolt in there. So there's 6 bolts holding the main frame, 3 on top and 3 on the bottom. And there's 2 on the back of the winch plus 1 in the front of the bumper. So it's a lot more reinforced now, just in case. And the other thing was the alternator. I changed the alternator. That's the plug for the alternator there. And what's funny is, I've been running this vehicle for I think 2 years, off-roading like maybe once a month. Take it off-roading for a few hours at a time. And I put a GM alternator on there when I first rigged it up. And the GM alternator was easier to find, and it pretty much bolted right in. I did space the pulley a bit. I put a big pulley on it and spaced it out just a little. And I put a 1 wire to the GM plug, and what's funny is, it's been plugged in there like that for a year, and I've been running it. And I just noticed, because I had the breather box out here today, and I was working on these wires here and putting loom over the wire. So I had the breather box out, and I noticed that I forgot to properly connect that wire. That's not proper, but it's been working. I don't know how, but it's been working for a year and it's never fell out. I'm surprised that didn't fall out of there. If that falls out, then it won't charge your battery. And then my winch won't work, and then my headlights won't work, and all that other stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and connect that a little more properly today. In a few minutes here, actually. And I was thinking about doing something with the breather. Either making a snorkel or making it so I can go in deeper water somehow without affecting the breather or hydro locking. Another thing is I've got these Goodyear tires with these Kevlar sidewalls. Kevlar reinforced sidewalls, and they have tread on the sidewall too. And they're E-rated tire, 265, 75, 16. And they're rated for 80 psi for big trucks. But then, those tires there at full lock, when you turn the steering full lock all the way to the right or all the way to the left, they rub a little bit. I think they rub on the inside. So, I've got these here. These are 235. Yeah. 235, 85. So they're not as wide, but they're just as tall. They're maybe even taller. They're just as tall as the 265, 75. Now, these are E-rated tires also. They're rated for 80 psi for a big truck. But they don't have the side tread. Well, they have a little bit there, but that's not really going to grip much going up a rock or something. And they don't have the Kevlar sidewall either. Now these have a lot more tread, like, see if I have a coin in my pocket. These have a lot more tread. Way more. See, these things are almost, these ones here are almost bald. They're getting there anyway. I think these are the wear bars here, and they're not quite down to the wear bars yet, but like, just imagine how much traction you have with a wide tire that's almost bald, and then you got a narrow tire that's grippy. They're both these are mud and snow tires, M&S, and these are MTS, which is mud terrain. Oh no, MTR. Yeah, those are a mud terrain tire. So I'm thinking about putting these on because they're not as wide, and when I turn my steering they might not rub. And I think they'd be a little bit easier to push too, since it's only a 4-cylinder. Anyway, better not make this video too long. So another cool thing, the controller for the winch plugs in here. That's pretty cool, eh? You plug in the controller there and tuck it away. Yeah. So anyway, that's it for this episode. If you're not a subscriber, click the subscribe button. If you're not a subscriber, what's the matter for yourself? Anyway, that's it for this episode. Check it out next time. I gotta put this breather back on here.